You know what? Someone told me that one of your hooks to get people interested in watching your video is to put on some lip gloss. So let me know if you saw that part. Let me know what you think. If you think that is a good strategy, have you ever tried that before yourself? And actually, I needed to put on some lip gloss simply because my lips were dry. And speaking of lips being dry, my hands are super dry as well. I just didn't have the budget for the mani pedi this week because I got my hair did. That's always in the budget. That's part of the budget. That's the reason to have the budget to get the hair did. So wait a minute. Let's make sure it's not sticking out where it shouldn't be. Okay, looks okay. That was all yesterday, super cute Saturday and stay beautiful and all that good stuff. So, anyway, yeah, we are approaching. Actually, we're not approaching. Yeah, we're approaching Q4. We're at fall because it turned fall today, but we're approaching Q4. And as content creators, affiliate, wait a minute, just realized the mic might not be exactly where I needed to be. Let's just bring it in. Bring it in a little bit. How y'all doing? Okay. Hang on. We got stuff here. Oh, I could start a poll. I'm not going to start a poll though, because I'm not great with typing on my phone. Now I realize I put too much on. So, yeah. I thought that might happen. That's why I had that tissue hanging out right there. So I see that there are some folks here. So go ahead and say hi, hi, hi in the chat. And let me open up so I can just monitor a little bit on desktop. I am actually sitting right in front of my desk here, in front of my iMac. There we go. It's weird because it looks like I'm on an angle. I'm not on an angle. Oh man, I'm just a little bit too far from my stream deck where I could push that button that would say hello. Hang on, I'm gonna do it anyway. Hello, everyone. It's your girl, Miss Ileane. Yes, I'm doing a vertical live stream, even though that's like not really my flavor and my choice of how to stream. I figured I would come on. I definitely wanted to go live today, and I thought, why not? Let's just make sure everything is. I'm not like too top heavy up here. All right, so because I am heavily involved with hanging out in groups where a lot of content creators are, especially number one, Amazon influencers and Amazon influencer hopefuls. I am in a lot of those groups, and I feel that Amazon is such a huge opportunity for people to make either an extra income, like a side hustle, even though I don't like that word hustle, but side income, and it's quicker to actually start getting paid than it is on YouTube. Now, YouTube is my number one love, and I'm going to talk about a little bit about YouTube later too. But my point for mentioning being in all these groups is I hear a lot of complaints. I hear a lot of complaints. And as I mentioned, YouTube is like really my favorite platform. And one of the reasons is because of the transparency, the training, the consistency with putting out updates and letting us know where the platform is going, changes that are going to happen. Even when there's a glitch, they let us know. And Amazon, not so much. They try. They're doing better than they were doing in years past, but it's never consistent. The trainings, they were doing them every week. They did them every week for about 5 weeks and then they stopped. They canceled them all. So, as Amazon influencers, we really don't have any choice but other than to rely on each other to field our questions. We have all these crazy beliefs about what could get us kicked out of the program because there are a lot of things that can get you kicked out of the program. And the ways that you can make money, it's it's complicated. It's a complicated platform, and we really need each other. We need each other to help navigate. And even some of those who um, have been on the platform for a while, so they've seen the changes, they've seen how Amazon, how they move, right? How they navigate and talk to us and, update the operating agreement and all that good stuff. So we're kind of used to it, those of us who have been around for a while. We're kind of used to it. It's kind of up and down. I should do it like this. No, it's kind of like a roller coaster sometimes. It's like, woohoo, we made a lot of money this month. Why aren't I getting any sales? They must be throttling me. They must have a cap on how much they're going to pay. Y'all, come on. Seriously? Because your commissions, I'm sorry, I have to fix that piece of hair because, like I said, I spend my money on this thing here. So, but seriously, do you actually think that they say, hey, wait a minute, we spending a lot of money on influencers and affiliates, so we're gonna have to like make sure this little small group of people don't get paid. Don't be silly. Don't be silly. I want us to think positive. There are a lot of factors that can impact your success. And, I'll give you my personal experience, all right, because that's all I can do. This past week for me wasn't good. My income, my commissions were down. But take a step back, just a little step, take a step back and just look at the whole month. Overall, this month was better than last month. Now, it probably wasn't as good as September 2023, but it was still better than August 2024. So, like I said, that's why I always talk about it being side income. Um, of course, there's plenty of people who are making full time income or making enough income where they can quit their jobs or help support their family or, go on cruises, whatever they do with their money. I ain't got nothing to do with that. All right. But people are constantly complaining. And I'm not judging. Here's why. It's like that on every platform, especially for content creators. Content creators, and I guess I see it more, I shouldn't say especially for us. Users, customers are probably just the same thing because change. People don't like change. People do not like change. It is like it goes against our natural flow. Like we like to see progress, but sometimes the changes that these platforms make, we don't see the progress. We just see it as being changed. I mean, I gotta change my strategy. I thought I had everything all worked out. I was supposed to go do this, this, and this, and this, and now I gotta do this, and that. Oh my gosh. But seriously, you know, take that step back. Take that step back and look at the big picture of being provided a landing page, and I'm talking about YouTube and Amazon. You're actually given a landing page on two of the biggest websites, most popular websites, most trafficked websites in the world. And the fact that you have your own little landing page on that website, the complaints should stop there. And I know what they say, well, you are the product. Yep, you are the product. You might as well just get used to that. Like, put that in your brain and in your DNA. Yeah, you're the product. And people say, well, if it's free, then you're the product. No, you could pay sometimes and still be the product. Believe me, I know. And I know a lot of business models that operate that way. That the folks have to pay to sign up, yet they're the ones that are generating the content because they're paying for that platform. They're paying for that access to the customers that come or the colleagues or constituents. It doesn't necessarily have to be an e-commerce situation, but it's a platform um, where stakeholders come to engage in whatever that capacity is. And so you're always going to be the product. If you create content and you're putting it on someone else's website or some other entity's website, it could be a person, a company, an organization, a platform, whatever. You're the product because they're selling whatever it is that you're creating, if they're doing it right or if they're in business that way. Okay, so no complaints about that. All right, so Amazon has announced that they're going to make a change, and the change has to do with our landing page, that coveted landing page that I just mentioned. Everybody doesn't get to have those. There are some affiliates that don't even have a landing page. So I'm going to try to show you, and I don't even really know that I need to show this to you, but I guess for the sake of history, I do want to show. Yeah, let me go up to the top. I wasn't going to go to the top, but let's do that. See what others see. All right. Hello, Green Door. How you doing? So good to see you. All right. So now I'm just going to go over to my storefront because there's something that I want to show you because some people don't read their emails that they get from Amazon Influencer Program, and some people are not influencers yet, but it's something that you may care about. So I'm going to, yeah, things may get a little shaky just for a second though. So here we are. This is my storefront. Notice my profile picture there, and then I have a banner up at the top. Okay. And as you scroll down, you see there's things that are highlighted there. And it's a grid. It's a grid that's similar to a grid that you might see on other platforms like Instagram or TikTok. Okay. So the change that's being made is this banner, also called a cover photo, is going away. They are deprecating it. Okay. So right now, can't really say that many people are complaining. Some people put a lot of time and effort into um, designing their background, I mean, their cover photo and banner. So there's a little whining about that, but not overall because we really don't know what else is going to change about the layout. For example, I just showed you that the profile picture is over on the left hand side. They said we're going to continue to have our profile picture. However, they didn't say it was going to stay in the same place. So the goal that they mentioned is that getting rid of this banner will put products closer. And this is the reason why people really go to your storefront to see what products are you recommending, right? So they really don't need to see your banner. Like nobody really cares about your banner except you. So I'm glad. I'm really glad they're getting rid of the banner. All right. But what else are they changing? Because, they talked about in this little short email they sent us, they talked about other goals that they have for that page, which to me means more changes. So, if you're aware, or even if you're not aware, I'm going to tell you now, Instagram is doing something similar. You're still going to have well, you don't have a banner on Instagram. But what they're going to do is change the layout from the square grid to vertical. Now, you just saw, if you were paying attention, that the layout on our Amazon page is a square grid. Even though the videos that we upload, they recommend, or they used to recommend horizontal layout. And they still recommend horizontal thumbnails. Now they're pushing vertical video, right? So, yeah, everybody's pushing vertical video. Hence, this is why I'm on vertical video today. It's not always my favorite thing, but, you got to go with the flow. And I've learned over the years, let's go with the flow. Sometimes it may not be what you think it's going to be. It may be something totally different. So anyhow, now, in my mind, and this is a prediction, and leave a comment or a chat. Let me know if you agree with this prediction. Is that one of the things that they're going to do on the Amazon storefront is change that layout just like they're going to do on Instagram to vertical shape instead of what's currently there, which is square. Now, I don't know if that's going to be part of the change that's coming this week. It probably won't. They'll probably give us another warning and say, oh, here's another thing. Oh, and Green Door says, I totally agree. That makes sense. Thank you. I love it when you agree with me. Yay. All right. So it does make sense because I mentioned Instagram, but really, who Amazon is really competing with for this e-commerce thing that they're known for is TikTok. And this is the reason why Instagram is changing their grid layout to vertical is because of TikTok. Because that's why they even started with vertical video and shorts, reels, and all that is because of TikTok. So I guess they're all thinking that if TikTok is banned, it won't matter. People will come over here and it'll feel just like they're on TikTok. Maybe. And Amazon has done a lot to convince us and coerce us and incentivize us to create vertical format videos. I ain't mad at them. I'm not mad at all because it's what people are used to looking at. And you've got to see that here on YouTube. YouTube is doing the same thing. YouTube is coming out with all these features. I'm not going to cover those features just in case you heard me say and you thought I was going to go down because it's too many videos out here about all the new features, made on YouTube. All the folks that they invited to come, each and every one of them that's a creator, made a video about it, or if they have a podcast, they talked about it on the podcast. But there's one piece in there where they talk about, I believe it's the feature called Hype, where you're only going to be able to get that hype on vertical live streams. Okay, so I'm getting with the program. Big Man in Alaska says, listening while driving around at work. Good to see you again. Great to see you too. Yes, and be safe. Thank you so much for tuning in while you're driving. I hope you were either at a stop sign or you pulled over to the side of the road. Just type in that chat. I appreciate you so, so very much. So, my whole point in going live today is to say to you, let's think positive. Let's think positive about Q4. Let's take a step back out of our routine, out of all the things that all the gurus, because we always go to the gurus and say, how do you do this? And how do you do that? What time of day should I do this? And how long should it be? Should I do short? Should I start a separate channel? Yeah, we all got all the questions that we asked the gurus, and the gurus have given us their best answers at the time. And I use the word gurus, but I mean, even our trusted mentors, they're all gurus, really. They just don't like that name guru. Um, but when things change, we have to change too. Like as much as I wanted to still be summer, oh my gosh, at 8:53 Eastern time today, it became autumn. I can't fight that. Only thing I can do is start pulling out my long sleeve shirts and put my sandals in the box. And I hope you're doing the same. In Nome, Alaska, working on a huge project, but these vertical lives are a goal for getting noticed. Thank you. Thank you. And I know, hey, I get, I'm a person who does a lot of consuming. And I listen to different people saying that, verticals get attention. And I know a young lady, in fact, I'll give her a shout out. Her channel is Dr. Fashion. Her name is Brittany. And she also coaches YouTube people, and all of her clients, well, not all of them, but a lot of her clients have reached the 1K. She's reached 1 million subscribers. I'm talking about, not views. This year, and a lot of that has to do with vertical lives and shorts. A lot of her clients are doing the vertical lives, and I absolutely, I've been following her for a long time. I met her over on Clubhouse when Clubhouse was the thing. It's still there, but nobody really talks about it that much anymore. But anyway, and like a lot of the other people that I follow, a lot of my other YouTube mentors, they don't talk about shorts and as much in that same way. They don't coach people. Here's how you use shorts, and here's how you can like really grow your subscriber base. I've used vertical lives a few times, and the times that I used it, including now, because currently I have 5 viewers, they didn't increase my getting noticed or my visibility. And that's okay. I'm not complaining. I got 2 people that I know because they left comments, which is Green Door and Big Man Alaska, that are both part of this community that I have here on YouTube. And I don't know if you guys are aware, but I celebrated 15 years on YouTube back in July. So I'm used to these changes. I'm used to, okay, just because it's working for this group of people with this kind of content doesn't mean it's always going to work for me or for my content, this educational content that I do, that is only entertaining if you like me. If you don't like me, I'm not here to dance. I might sing a little. I might. I'm not going to sing right now. And here's another amazing community member, Michael, also known as Business Growth Ready. Hello from rainy Birmingham, UK. All right. Yes. So I want to be on record for saying to you all, let's have a positive attitude for Q4 2024. And even if you're watching this in 2025, let's have a positive attitude. Let's try to be more nimble. Let's try to embrace the changes, things that are going on. And think about whenever a change comes to a major platform that you rely on, whether it's YouTube, Amazon, Instagram, TikTok, whatever, Facebook, say to yourself, how can I use that to my advantage? How can I use that to my advantage? And how does that um, help me connect with my community? Because it doesn't have to be about making more money or growing your business. All those things are nice too. But how does that help me connect with my community? So, for example, today, like I said, I'm doing this vertical video. I went live on Instagram. I'm sorry, I went live on Amazon yesterday doing vertical as well. So it helps me because it's stretching my skill set. Because I have this beautiful tool called Ecamm Live. A lot of y'all know about Ecamm Live and how much I love it. But I don't want it to be a crutch. I don't want, like if I just have my phone, which by the way, I do have just have my phone, but pardon the noise. I'm using an external microphone, which still have a little bit of a crutch there. That's the Samsung Q2U, by the way. And, but I'm using just my phone because, yeah, I want to gain the skills that even if I'm not at home, I can do this vertical stream. And it's not like, oh my gosh, I sure wish I was at my computer because I could do this and I could do that. Well, be honest, y'all. I told y'all earlier, I am actually sitting at my computer, but I'm not using it for the stream. But you have to have a different mindset and say, oh my God, I can't believe they're changing it. They're going to change. Because, first of all, they're all competing with one another. And they're also looking at the trends. In addition to the fact that this vertical thing is going on, right? YouTube, let's just talk about YouTube for a second. And we'll talk about how Amazon is doing the same thing. YouTube is being watched more now on TVs, even more than Netflix. Did y'all know that? I still can't believe that. And I don't use Netflix. So, and I've been watching YouTube on my TV since the day they released the Chromecast. So I've been doing that. New mindset and thinking ahead, not horizontal 180 or vertical 90, thinking I'll do streaming at 45 degrees. That's right. That's right. Hmm. Just, and whatever it takes, be nimble. Be be ready to, as in the words of the great, the real goat, float like a butterfly, sting like a bee, right? Muhammad Ali, in case y'all don't know who the real goat is, and the goat is the greatest of all time. I have to spell these things out because I know some of y'all young and y'all know what these things are. So, or maybe some of y'all old and don't know what these things are. Doesn't matter. So, yeah, you got to be nimble and think about, like I said, how can I best utilize this? I'll tell you a little trick that I've been doing. I officially complained on Twitter about YouTube when you are on desktop and you go to, let's just say you go to the homepage, which I rarely do. I usually go to my subscription, but it's the same thing. After there's videos up at the top, then there's a section. Hey, Janine, Boss It Live. Hey. Thanks for joining, Janine. There is a section, this is on desktop, right? Where there's shorts. There might be a cluster, and it depends upon how wide your screen is that you're viewing. Let's say there's four in a row, and then there's another row, and then there's four. So let's just say you're looking at 8 shorts, but you have no idea whose those shorts are from unless the person actually uses their face in the thumbnail. Okay? But sometimes it could be somebody else's video and this is they were guesting on it. But I want to know what I'm getting ready to watch. I want to know whose channel I'm getting ready to watch. I don't care if it could be Janine. Janine's face, I love her. But she's not on her own channel. She's on somebody else's channel who I probably don't even know. But YouTube knows that I love her. So they're showing me the short that she may be in. And I may want to watch it. I may or I may not. But I want to know for sure whose channel it is. But YouTube does not show you. They don't show you. But guess what? I got a trick for YouTube. Because on the TV, when you watch it, it shows you the title and the channel. So guess who watches shorts on her TV instead of on desktop or mobile where I don't know who I'm watching? Problem solved. So there you go. Because they're not going to do my bidding. That's a lot of people complain about it. That's the only way that they would make change. But in that case, I didn't have to go with the flow. I figured out my own path. So, all right. So now, just to do a quick recap, I talked about how a lot of people complain about changes, especially changes to different platforms. I showed you how the Amazon um, storefront they're getting ready to make a change of removing the banner, but they're also going to make other forthcoming changes. I predict that one of the changes they're going to make is to make that grid vertical the same way Instagram is talking about making that change on Instagram because they're mimicking TikTok. Okay, so now, and I talked about YouTube a little bit and how much I love it, but I also sometimes still get annoyed with YouTube, but that's okay. Here's my next thing that I want to talk about because of, like I said, being in the Amazon influencer program. And I'm also, because I'm in the US, and I know a couple of you here are not in the US, so it didn't roll out to you yet, but the YouTube shopping affiliate program. Not just the YouTube shopping where you can sell merch and all that good stuff. That's cool too. But the affiliate program. I had such high hopes. And I shared earlier how on Amazon this week I haven't done well at all. But this month in general was positive. Okay, so now I think it's been 7 or I'm sorry, excuse me. When you get old, these frogs they jump in your throat more often. Hold up. You always have to have some water or something to drink near you whenever you go live. That's one of my number one rules. Okay. So this shopping program, I'll say I've been on it for 6 months. Don't hold me to the actual time frame, but let's say 6 months. Haven't sold not one single item. Not one. Clicks. People are clicking. People are definitely interested in the stuff that I have been featuring and added the tags for. So I've been following this train of thought for the last few weeks. I don't know, for the last couple months. What exactly are people clicking on? And we do have a report that will show you what people are clicking on. Okay. So I go in. Well, it works best when you only have one thing tagged in a video. So that's how you know what people are clicking on. Like, for example, if you have a short, and I have a short where I'm talking about this microphone I showed you earlier. So I only have one item tagged in that short, and that's the microphone. Okay. So I know, I don't have to guess, that they're clicking on that microphone. But guess what? It's out of stock. It's out of stock. It's freaking out of stock. And over and over, I just use the example of the microphone, but over and over, wherever I go to my report, the items are out of stock. So if YouTube wants to compete with Amazon, they're going to have to get some kind of system, and I don't know what that system would be. I don't get paid the big bucks to come up with what the system needs to be. Okay? They need to have some kind of a system where we'll know that items are out of stock. And I'm not talking about something that, it went out of stock after months and months and months. That's different. Maybe they could give you a notification. But I'm talking about these things are out of stock the day you tag them. Like, what? I didn't notice it at first. I didn't notice it at first that you have to check to see if the item is in stock before you even add the tag. So I was adding tags and I thought, well, everybody shops at Target or everybody shops at Walmart. All right, I'm just going to put it out there. Walmart. Walmart is the one that's always out of stock. Like, for example, this microphone, and I'm going to show it one more time because believe me, I'm going to tag this bad boy in this video. The Samsung Q2U USB dynamic microphone. Sorry for all those noises bumping around. Yes, Janine. Yes, and what? And oh, that's good. That's not good. Exactly. So, this is a popular microphone. This microphone is in stock at Adorama, Guitar Center, but me thinking most people have Walmart and there's more Walmarts, so I'll just tag Walmart. But Walmart, Michael said, good mic. Thank you, Mike, for saying it's a good mic. Yeah, and so I just use that as an example. Everybody, I don't want Walmart coming for me because I mean, I like Walmart, don't get me wrong. And I understand that you run out of stock sometimes. It can happen. Amazon is a different beast. It's a beast. They don't run out of stock on a Samsung Q2. I've never seen it out of stock. I've seen things out of stock that I have videos for on Amazon. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying Amazon never runs out of stock. But when you generate a new video on Amazon and you get ready to tag that video, say, yes, this is the product, and I'm getting ready to tag it, it tells you right there. Like you can't, don't even try to tag it because it's not available. And they'll tell you, we don't even know when it might ever be available. Or so, like I said, I am not smart enough, or it's above my pay grade. Maybe I am smart enough. I don't know, but I don't have time to figure out what needs to be put in place, how to make that experience better, not just for us content creators, because we think we run things, but we really don't. But to make it a better experience for customers. We want people to be used to shopping on YouTube. Hashtag shop with YouTube. I believe that's a hashtag. We want people to not have this experience of, oh, that mic's out of stock. And I don't want to have to like tag 5 different vendors because I know a lot of people don't shop at Adorama. But shout out to Adorama. Shout out to Guitar Center. When I tag tech stuff, they always have it in stock. Okay. I'm just saying that's the state of things right now. Today, September 22nd, 2024, maybe as the holidays roll through, things will change. Maybe it's just my location. It looks at the Walmarts near me. I don't know. I don't know how it works. I just know that if YouTube wants to take on the beast, you got to do better. You got to do better. I'd like to see YouTube put a screen option for liking the stream. Vertical streams have gained me over 2,000 subs in less than a year. Yay! Thanks for sharing that. And I'm so happy for you. Yeah. And I know that a lot of the content that you do, you're moving around. Sometimes you're outdoors, and you vary your content, and you have great channel. You really do. And so you deserve all the subscribers and all the accolades and all the growth. That is amazing. And we need to have that kind of attitude that Big Man Alaska has. And that it was my point for coming on today for us to think positive about Q4. Like I just did a little mini rant about YouTube shopping affiliate. Overall, like I've always said, I don't do nearly enough vertical live streams. Yeah, keep it simple, Janine. Just do it from your phone. Like I could do a vertical live stream from Ecamm, and I'm pretty sure I did a few, but just, let's just do it from the phone. Seriously, I know I can't put y'all's comments up on the screen from the phone. Who knows? Maybe next year they'll let us do that. Who knows? Okay. But I shout out each and every person. Thank goodness my core community is here and I know who you are. I can see who you are before I even like squint and like, oh yeah, the boss is live. I love that you pronounce my name so beautifully. Oh, you're welcome, dear. That's because I watch your streams so much. And so, it's always good for us to say our names because pronunciation, even though it may be spelled one, like a lot of people think that my name is spelled Ileane, like with the E. No, it's spelled the correct way. Ileane. Ileane. I told y'all I might sing. And I own the rights. Yes, I do. I'm going to try lives on YouTube vertically. Yeah, I mean, you may get lucky. And please follow. I'm going to give her a shout out again. It's Dr. Fashion. I want you to, although she's not in the like the niche that you and I are in, but I want you all, everybody who's here and who's watching this, I just want you to take a look at her channel, look at her shorts. Look at her shorts because she's doing something I know none of y'all are doing. And it's not hard. It's not hard. It's just not saying that she doesn't have skills because she got the skills. She had a great, a lot of subscribers before she even started, before shorts even came out. I mean, this girl is amazing. Okay, so I am specifically calling her out for you all to take a moment to go to Dr. Fashion. And Minnie on Cam is here, but let me finish my sentence about Dr. Fashion. Dr. Fashion. That's her channel, okay? And check out what she does. She does some amazing unique content, but it keeps performing over and over, and she crushed it 1 million, and she has clients, and her clients are getting those silver play buttons, and you know it's just the kind of content that she does. I think is great, but it's not for me. But it might be for you. It might be for you. And maybe one day I'll experiment. Who knows? I'm doing this vertical thing, and I'm not on my Ecamm Live. I don't have my little security blanket over here. Ecamm Live. So you never know. I never say never. And Larilla Brown. Oh wait, I'm sorry. Things I gotta do things in order. Minnie on Cam says, "Good to see you live again." Yes, thank you so much, my dear. And verticals do seem to work. And Dr. Fashion Content House. Let me make sure that's the name of her channel, because now good thing I am sitting at my computer. um, Pretty sure that's her handle. Hang on, let me just make sure. Because there ain't no point in shouting somebody out if you shouting them out wrong. That's dumb. Yep, I got it. That's right. Um, Dr. Fashion. Spelled out Doctor Fashion. Okay? So, yes. And she, first of all, she's adorable. She's such, she's very approachable and I've been in a few of her trainings, and the trainings were very affordable. And, it was like a Zoom, but it wasn't on Zoom. I think we used Google, she used Google Meet or whatever. It doesn't matter. And she stayed until every single question was answered and had the examples, she's the bomb. That's all I can tell you. And plus, she's smart, and she also has diversified her portfolio, which is also very important. Well, the trainings that I attended were on YouTube. YouTube channel growth. Yep. And Zakia. Hello, my dear. How you doing, Zakia? And I think I missed a comment from Minnie. Minnie, she has a video saying she is touring her content house. Yes, I asked her about the content house because actually she doesn't have the content house right now, not the one in LA. Um, she might still have one in Vegas. She's moving. In other words, she had a content house, but I guess the lease ran out or whatever the case may be. I don't know all her business, but she had to shut it down, and then she's looking for another location because I asked her about that maybe 2 months ago during one of the trainings because my daughter, she's so good in her trainings are so good that I paid for my daughter to go to one of her trainings as well. And my daughter actually showed up because there's times I pay for stuff for her. She's just like, I'm too busy, mom, I can't do it. But she came and she liked it. And I was saying, yeah, the content house, because my daughter lives in LA. And then that's when Brittany said that she had to look for another location for whatever reason. And we ain't get into all that. Doesn't matter. So I don't know how old that video is. So I haven't, the last time I talked to Brittany was about 2 months ago. So I don't know if anything's changes, but of course, I follow her on social. And that's when I found out that she hit the million subscribers. And now she's up to 1,600,000 subscribers. So she's onto something, y'all. Okay. And who else came in? And gotcha. Hello, Zaki. Okay. Oh, boss, Janine. Remember you from Periscope? Oh, wow, Zakia. Do you remember Janine? Yes, 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 yes. Sounds similar to the masterclass I saw for Martha Stewart. I plan to take it. Sounds like I would learn a lot. Martha Stewart, huh? Interesting. I don't know if it's as affordable as the workshops uh, that actually her name is Brittany, Dr. Fashion, aka Brittany. I don't know how the pricing was. And and Zakia and Janine are reminiscing about the days of Periscope. Yes. Yeah, actually, what was the other one? Meerkat was the one that really started with the vertical live streams. And I was on that before Periscope. But then, of course, I got on Periscope. And then, of course, Twitter bought Periscope. And yeah, whatever. They shut it down. I'm going to check your lady out. Yeah, I do. What I want you all to do, I'm not saying sign up for her workshops. If you want to, yes, I think it's a great idea if she does a YouTube workshop. But what I'm saying is just look at her videos, especially the shorts. Especially the shorts. I'll say it one more time. Especially the shorts. The recent shorts, right? Because I don't know what she was doing 2 years ago when shorts first came out. But the recent shorts is what's blowing up her channel. Okay? Um, Dr. Fashion, because Zakia said, who are we talking about? She got here super late. So I just gave a shout out to Dr. Fashion, and that is her channel, Dr. DOCTOR Fashion. And but my overall, since Zakia is here and Minnie is here, oh, Masterclass is showing me 13 a month. Makes for good business expenses for a few months. Absolutely. Absolutely. And just going to one of the classes is going to give you a different perspective. Zakia, thank you for the super sticker. Yeah, it will give you a different perspective, and it'll also let you know if you have the budget, if you want to sign up for her one-on-one coaching. Because hey, that's the ticket. Now I haven't signed up for her one-on-one coaching. I'm just saying I know because I see her clients. Her clients come on and they give us presentations too. So it's not just like a phenomenon where it's just her. It's different niches, it's different people, and not just because she's absolutely gorgeous. It's whatever. It's men, whatever. Just check it out. Okay, so my whole point today was to just remind everyone to keep a positive attitude. Think positive about Q4. With today being the first day of fall, as much as I didn't want the summer to end, and it was a very glorious summer, we had so many beautiful weather days here in Philadelphia, like strung out in a row. In fact, now there were so many beautiful days that was of sunshine, and it's like now we need some rain because it didn't rain because it was just so gorgeous. Like the temperature, no humidity, the whole bit. But these things have to come to an end. And Minnie says, I was talking about the platform maps masterclass. Oh, that's where you saw the Martha Stewart thing. Okay. But yes, also Dr. Fashion's courses would help me with professional development and growing perspectives. Yes. Yep. Absolutely. And Lorilla Brown Phillips, I didn't get a chance to like kind of roll out the red carpet for you. Welcome to the community. I hope I'm pronouncing your name correctly. Thank you so much for joining. You mentioned earlier that this was your first time seeing me. So I got pushed out a little bit in the feed with this vertical video because you're not a subscriber. So maybe you will become one. And, I was talking, just a real quick recap. I talked about how Amazon is changing the look of our storefront. They're removing our cover photo, or you can call it a banner, on Wednesday. By Wednesday, we'll know because they said they were going to do it on Tuesday, but they didn't say Tuesday morning or Tuesday evening. I don't know. So that's why I say Wednesday. We'll know. But I predict that there's also going to be additional layout changes. They're not just going to take away that banner. They're going to like maybe reposition our profile picture because we're going to still have that. But then are they going to go to the vertical view of our grid versus what they have now, which is square? Because Instagram is going to the vertical. We already know that TikTok is already vertical. YouTube has the sections where the shorts live. If you're on the home page or like myself, go to the subscription page and it's vertical. So Amazon has to get with the program and do vertical like everybody else anyway. So even if they don't make that change this week, that change is coming. I I don't even. I feel bad calling it a prediction. That's not really a prediction. That change is coming, whether it comes this week or next month. It's coming. Okay, so yeah, and LinkedIn. I'm so glad you mentioned it, Zakia. Let me make sure I didn't miss anything. Yes, I saw an email about a webinar from Amazon Associates coming up. That um, when did you get that email, Minnie? And was that from uh, the Amazon US or a different team? Hmm. And I'm glad Zakia mentioned LinkedIn. I went through, um, this is the same kind of situation that happens on Twitter. If you're watching a video on LinkedIn, instead, when that video is over, you can start. Now, I can't remember if you have to scroll that way or this way or up. It doesn't matter. You're going to get into a feed of videos. You'll get TikTok style video feed on LinkedIn. Yeah, on your phone. On your phone. I'll say it one more time. On your phone. Because somebody be like, I saw it on desktop. No, on your phone, y'all. Come on. Stop playing. I'm in Canada, but in the email says Prime Day Big Deals webinar scheduled for. Yes, and that's from the Canada Amazon, not from the US. Because the US. All right, I'm not going to say more because I don't know if I'm allowed to say all these things. But you mentioned it, so you said it first. Yes, so I just want us to be nimble as these platforms make these changes. Know that this is what they have to do. Not because they're trying to ruin your day, not because they're trying to mess up your sales report or not pay you enough because they're running out of money. Come on. If Amazon starts running out of money, then to pay their affiliates, you know what they'll do? Raise their prices. Come on, y'all. This is basic math. This is basic math. They're not, they are looking at the pattern of trends. And even if you're not in that main demographic, because all these sites have to look toward the young and upcoming. And I had to get over that myself because I just feel like we're the ones with the money. Why aren't they looking at the boomers? Right? But I had to get over that because they got to get the young folks ready. Because eventually those young people are going to get jobs. Or they're going to become Amazon influencers. Or they're going so so they have to start training the young, just like we do when we have children and grandchildren or whatever. We have to start bringing them into the ranks, right? So they're looking at, if this is what people are used to seeing, they're used to seeing vertical videos. Why are we trying to fight that and saying we got to do horizontal? Like even YouTube gave in. Meta, they always give in. Meta is a copy. They're a copycat. They shouldn't even call it Meta. They should just call it, we the copycat platform. We'll copy anything that anybody else does. I, I, I ain't mad at y'all, Meta. It's making y'all mega bucks. So have at it. I wouldn't be surprised if one day, now this is not really a prediction, but this is just something to blow y'all mind. Maybe one day Apple will say, we don't want square thumbnails for your podcast. We want vertical. And then y'all will probably believe me and say, I remember Miss Ileane said that back in 2024. I know I went far out. I probably took it too far. I took it too far. But what else am I here for? I got to give y'all some kind of entertainment. Okay, so I just ordered a new microphone, Samsung Q2U. Hey, she used my link too, y'all. No, I'm just kidding. All the YouTube videos say it's $70, but I paid 144 for it. Depending upon what store you got it from, and also that mic comes as just the microphone with the little ringy dinky stand, or sometimes you can buy it with a kit with headphones. And I'm not sure what you got, and I'm not sure what merchant you bought it from. You didn't mention that. 16, they can get a job. Then 18, they can be an Amazon affiliate. That's right. And Zacchaeus said, "Get them younger. Makes sense." Yeah, we this is what we had. We have to learn from them. We have to learn from them. I know we say, "Oh, my niche. I am talking to women over 50. It there's nothing wrong with that. That's not my point. My point is that when you're on other people's platforms, you're on especially these major platforms, and I'm not trying to overlook any, but the ones, and Pinterest been doing this for years. So let's just throw that in there. They've been doing vertical for years. So, we're talking Amazon, YouTube, Meta, and all their things, right? TikTok is major. Y'all don't know. Remember, I told y'all earlier that I'm in a lot of Amazon influencer Facebook groups, right? And one of the groups that I'm in is newer people. Is the group is focused on actually getting into the program, right? You don't know how many people I have seen post in that group that they tried to get in with Facebook or with Instagram. Most of them don't have YouTube, right? But they started building their following on TikTok and got approved the first time. They've been denied with Facebook, denied with Instagram, denied, as Susie Orman used to say, denied, denied. They got TikTok approved. So, see, I'm not making this up. I'm not making this up. I am not making this up. This is why I focus on trying to learn, trying to be like a sponge and absorb, and like there's only so much information that I can get being an outsider. I don't work there or anything like that, but to try to understand the mindset, and someone recommended to me, in fact, I will say who it was that recommended me. Stas, who is the co-founder of Logi, recommended an Audible. Well, he recommended a book. I just got it on Audible. Ziggy, what are my Audible books? I think it's called Working Backwards, but
Here are your Audible titles.
I want to tell you who the authors are. Working Backwards, these are two gentlemen that used to work at Amazon that helped build a whole e-commerce, digital media. I love they said the word digital media like 50 times the chapter that I listened to the other day. And I was like, yes. And Zakia will know what I'm talking about. I've been saying that that's what I focus on, digital media, not digital marketing. Nothing against digital marketing, but I focus on digital media. And these people were talking about just like the transition of coming from books and, like Kindle and all that. They were, oh, shucks, I got to bring it up again. Ziggy, what are my Audible books?
Here are your Audible titles.
Okay, let me show you the author's name. Colin Breyer.
There are no books matching author's name in your Audible library.
Colin Breyer and Bill Carr. Carr with two R's. Breyer, B-R-Y-A-R. Breyer. colon COLIN BRYAR and Bill Carr. It's called Working Backwards, and it's insight stories and secrets from inside Amazon. Ooh, juicy title. And it's a cute little cover, too. And they even have the Amazon little swoosh on there, so I guess they got permission to use that. So, anyway, or maybe they still work there. I don't even know. But I was so pleased to hear them saying digital media, digital media. They said it over and over and over. And maybe that's where I got it from. I don't know. Okay. Hi, Eric is here. Oh, good evening. TikTok is a heavy contender. Yeah, TikTok, especially when it comes to the e commerce, because they are just, people are making a lot of money on TikTok shops. They really are. And let me read the rest of these comments because I do have something I want to say about that. I made my first dollar from an affiliate link at 18 years old in 2003. So, yes, it is a wonderful time now for someone. And Larilla Brown Phillips says, what's the difference? Their swoosh might not be the original swoosh on the book cover. It looks like it. It looks like the original swoosh. What's the difference in digital marketing and digital media? Because digital media is the actual content. I'm glad you asked that question. Digital media is the actual content. Okay? So, someone who teaches marketing might teach a lot of different strategies about how to market that content, how to get that content, how to get it in front of the right people, how to advertise, all the components of marketing. And sometimes I do teach a little marketing. Don't get me twisted. I do. You have to. But the actual making of the content and the forms of the content and the platforms where the content lives, I'm your girl for digital media. And you don't hear nobody else calling themselves digital media. If you ever subscribe to my newsletter, you'll see it's the digital media weekly newsletter. I've been saying digital media for a long, long time. Like I said, maybe I heard somebody at Amazon say it back in the day. I don't know. But I want to distinguish myself because there are so many people that do digital marketing. And there's nothing against them. I think that's wonderful. That's just not where I excel. And a lot of those people that do marketing do not have time to really focus on the media like I do. Okay, so they don't spend time in Facebook groups listening to people's complaints, answering questions, being helpful. Okay, so hopefully that answered your question. And you up because Larilia said, okay, that's interesting. And many said, this reminds me of high school English media class, but it is broadcasting, publishing, and the internet. That's right, because I also talk about podcasting. And, I don't talk too much about radio, but, but, different forms of content, right? And, I even talk a little bit about AI. That's mostly in the social cafe Twitter spaces, which happen on the first Saturday of every month. Shout out to my girl, Deb Anderson. She's the co host. It's actually her show, but we work together because we've been doing it together for over a year now. And she is Social Web Cafe. And the Twitter space is called Social Cafe. Eric says, there is no the right way for online marketing. Every community slash potential client are different. Yep, I agree. There's a lot to learn about marketing. And like I said, I'm not the one that really focuses on teaching. I do teach it sometimes. But my focus And what I want to share with you all has to do more so with the media. And this is what I'm saying to you. I'm talking about, like, now there's this change where instead of these squares that is maybe vertical, or just talking about how to get paid, or talking about how to build community. All right, superfood parents in the house. Oh, wait, before I read your comment, Minnie says, my old company name was Mini Media. Yes, you are onto something. Thank you. And it's not so much about me standing out from the crowd, it's about me being authentic and keeping it real. And I don't want to go down the marketing path because I sometimes I have to do that at work because y'all know I do have a day job, right? Sometimes I have to go down that path at work and I get a little like, but I don't have to go down that path when I'm talking to y'all. So, hey, happy Saturday, everyone. It's Sunday, my love, and it's the first day of fall. And I know sometimes when you have a lot of kids, you might lose track of what day it is. I'm always off topic, Miss Ileane, but if you like this vertical live, it's even better with StreamYard. uh, yeah, you know what? You're not off topic, superfood parents, but what I want to tell you is that I intentionally just wanted to use my phone. I talked about it earlier, and you can go back and watch the replay. And, really my security blanket right now is Ecamm Live and my Mac. And I can do this on Ecamm Live, but even though my Mac is right there, let me show you, it's right there. I intentionally wanted to be on my phone. All right. So, but thank you for the suggestion. And I don't know when you say it's even better with StreamYard. I'd like to hear more about that when you say better, because right now StreamYard is losing favor amongst a lot of streamers because of their recent price increase. Um, and I did a live the last time I went live. I did a whole uh, thing about StreamYard, and I mean, people looking for alternatives. That's all I'm going to say about StreamYard. But I will say, I agree with you. Yes, you can do vertical streams with it. And, but honestly, if I were to do a vertical stream on my computer, I would definitely use Ecamm. Definitely. Okay. And Larilia has already switched. Ding, 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 ding. She switched to the restream. Oh, Boss It Live, Janine. I know Janine usually brings out the trumpet and says, well, I'm not going to imitate her because I can't do it the way she does. But she usually toots her horn for StreamYard. But StreamYard have upset a lot of people. Let me know, Janine, if you are thinking about um, maybe not so much switching platforms, but are you thinking about not tooting your horn as much due to possible black backlash? I didn't say blacklash. That was a. My lips are getting dry again. Backlash from your community. Zakia said, Ecamm and Restream for the win. And Eric, Ecamm fam, he's saying, yes, Zakia. Yep. I've always been a huge fan of SY, but I'm not impressed. Yeah, I mean, nobody can be impressed with a huge price increase. And I, you know what? I would still be a huge advocate for StreamYard if they kept up the level of support. But from what I understand, now personally, I didn't have any support issues, mainly because I haven't been using it. I've been using Ecamm. Um, but I have seen and heard multiple people having support issues with no response from support. No response from support. And to me, that's even more important than the price. Seriously. That's just my thing. Some people live and die by the price. Like if it costs this much, no way. I don't care. I don't care if they got somebody there holding my hand. I'm not paying that money. But for me, having support, especially for live streaming, is critical. And I'm thinking of focusing more on using Ecamm more, but I need an alternative to go with it. And so I'm looking at EVMux. EVMux is, you know, they're good. They're good. They're a good alternative. And my friend Kirk Nugent, and I do believe his YouTube channel name is Kirk R. Nugent. He did a fantastic video where he took 4 platforms and gave you the features. He took you behind the scenes, showed you each one of the dashboards. So I know it was EVMux and I know it was Restream. And I can't remember the other two. Sorry, can't remember the other two. And he did promise that his next video, he's just going to be talking about Ecamm. And so, yeah, because he's Ecamm fan. Yeah, but check out Kirk Nugent's review of the 4 mage. And it throughout the whole video, he was so it was just such a well done video that like you don't even have to be in to live streaming in order to appreciate his production value of taking you into the dashboard of each platform, looking at the pricing structure and comparing this is what this one is missing, this is what's missing on that one. And so he's amazing. I love me some Kurt. And I think I missed another. StreamYard increased my plan by $20, but I use it for so many things. I have still eliminated other apps, so it's fine for me. Haven't explored support though. Okay, good for you. That's the superfood parents. Great. So that means they increased it for $20, but you're talking about a monthly plan, I'm assuming, right? Because it was 29. I forget what it used to be, but now it's 40 whatever. Kirk got all the details, y'all. I can't keep all that stuff in my mind. And like I said, I personally did not have any support issues. Let's get that clear for the record. But I see other people having support issues. That makes me nervous. And one of the reasons why I haven't had support issues because I stopped using it. I stopped using it. So, yeah, that's probably why I don't have no support issues. So, I watched it. The video was very good. Okay, good, good. I am definitely going to dial back up with Ecamm. Absolutely. Yeah, and I don't think that video that he promised to do next week came out yet because the comparison video, I believe we're on 2 weeks now since he did that. And he said, next week I'm going to come back. But he might not have said next week. Maybe he said next video. And I just want to give him a timeline and say, hey, he's a week late. No, he's not late. He's on his own. He's doing his thing. And believe me, he wants that video to be just as good as the other one was. And he's the only person that I saw that broke it down by features and showed you the back end of each one of those platforms. And plus, he know what he's doing. He talked about bringing in an additional camera, all the things that people, even not just the beginners want, but all the things that people want when they get fancy. And things that you've been asking StreamYard to do for years that they haven't done. And we know now why they hadn't got around to it, because of there was this transition going on behind the scenes that we all didn't know about, you know. And so, just a real quick, because I want to say this about StreamYard, because I absolutely love Dan and Gage and what they provided for everyone. And I just wanted to say, because some people have been recanting this incorrectly, when StreamYard sold, the first time they sold to Hop In, they sold to Hop In, and Hop In sold it to Bending Spoons. Dan and Gage tried to buy it back, but they couldn't. Evidently, Bending Spoons was like, no, well, no matter how much y'all got, money y'all got, we got more, because they're huge, you know, and they own Evernote, Meetup, and a bunch of other tools. Sorry if I glitched out a little bit. I just got the low battery notification. So much as I want to stay on here with y'all, oh my goodness. Yes, sir. Kirk is the GOAT for helping us understand how it all works. Yes, and you spelled it right. Why did they sell it initially? Because they got paid $500 million? Would you sell it? Because one time when I was telling that story, I said $50 million, and somebody was like, "No, boo, wasn't no 50 million." Yeah, like if you were, you and your college buddy spent your time and built this platform, and then like within 5 years, you get offered like hundreds of millions of dollars, would you sell? Heck yeah. You're still young and you get to be a mega millionaire. Holla. But with that first sale, they were still in charge. They were still the face of everything. They still were making the decisions and all that. Hoppin, you know, didn't like really get their hands in there, but they owned it. So it was their right to sell it. And my friend Beauty Bubble, some of y'all might remember her from Blab. She went in on one of her live streams talking about the guy who was, I guess, the owner of Hopin, or the CEO of Hopin, or whatever, and she was never fond of him. So I'll just say that. I'm not going to speak much more for her. But I would have screamed, sold, and exit stage left quickly. Yeah, but they sold it, but then they didn't even like leave us in the lurch. But they had no choice. And I guess one of the things that, you live and you learn, right? And one of the things that they could have, maybe, who knows, they could have in that original sale said, and if you're going to sell to somebody else, we want to have first dibs. They could have, but who knew? Who knew that Hop In was going to be desperate for money? Because they, at the time, during the pandemic and all that stuff, everybody was, but then Zoom won out. Zoom just probably took all their customers. I don't know that part. That part, this is just Ileane trying to put her thinking cap on. Okay. Yeah, they showed up every Sunday until last sale. Yep. Great founders. Yep. And they may come back. I'm not saying it's coming back with a live streaming tool, but they may come back because, they rich now. They probably somewhere. People always like to say sipping margaritas. I don't know why that's like the euphemism for people getting rich. Sitting on the beach sipping margaritas. They might not even drink. They might be like me, teetotaler. Well, coffee drinker. But you know what I'm saying. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it has been. Oh, I usually start my broadcast Although today I think I've neglected to do this by saying, hello, beautiful people. And the reason why I do that, it doesn't matter if you're a man or a woman or non binary. You, you were brought here today to commune with us because you have a beautiful message that needs to come out. Maybe you're shy, maybe you're afraid of the tag, maybe you don't want to get on camp, all these different things. But I am here to hold your hand. I am your digital media tour guide. You got that? Digital media, who wants to help empower you so that you do have that confidence to get that beautiful message out there. Because your message, baby, your message can change someone's life. And I want that for you. And I want that for them too, because they need you. All right? So I start by saying, hello, beautiful people. And I end by saying, stay beautiful. Deuces.